can I just say one thing firstly? I love the name Eat Sleep Boxing Repeat.
Welcome back to ESBR Boxing's YouTube channel. Delighted as always to be joined by Danny. If you enjoyed this video, please do subscribe to this YouTube channel. If you haven't done so already, this is a final prediction video. The fight taking place between Josh Padley and Reece Bellotti in Sheffield. Josh Padley moving down in weight to take on the former British champion who was up against Ryan Garner in Bournemouth not so long ago. Danny, good to be joined by you. I say this a lot, but it's not a fight we were expecting to see happen. Reece Bellotti kind of in a tough fight against Ryan Garner back in July and back out again on the 11th of October. Go straight into it as always. What's your final prediction for this one?
Yeah, cheers, Elliot. Is, as you say, a very quick turnaround for Reece Bellotti. Was getting stopped in the final round against Ryan Garner in what was a competitive enough fight, but a fight that he did take a fair amount of punishment in. And this is a really quick turnaround to come back in against a fighter as good as Josh Padley. Josh Padley coming down to meet Reece Bellotti at his weight. I think the freshness of Josh Padley would cause Reece Bellotti problems at the best of times, and I do have reservations over just how good a version of Reece Bellotti we're going to see in there on Saturday night. I think as well, I think Josh Padley, aside from maybe Ryan Garner, is better than any fighter Reece Bellotti's fought maybe since Ray Ford. I don't think that's beyond the realms of reason. And with that in mind, I think Josh Padley might actually stop Reece Bellotti in the second half of the fight. I know Josh Padley's not known as a one-punch knockout puncher, but I think he's got a decent enough dig. He's sharp, he's accurate. And I think when the fight goes into the later stages and Reece Bellotti maybe starts to feel the effects of that Garner fight and feel the effects of his age is where Josh Padley might get him. So I'm going Josh Padley in the second half of the fight.
Yeah, look, Reece Bellotti. Yeah, I think it was the end of July. That fight was against Ryan Garner, and a lot of people kind of obviously asking questions, mentioning the R words. Reece Bellotti, look, he's had a great career, picked up a lot of titles, but he's been in some tough fights as well. So yeah, it was a big surprise to see him in a fairly quick turnaround. I'll join you, Danny. I'm actually going for exactly the same as you. I just think Reece Bellotti, credit to it, it's nice to see him be out again so soon. Sometimes you see fighters lose a fight or win a fight and then just kind of go missing, not necessarily a fault of their own, but it does happen quite a bit in the sport. So to see someone back out again is fantastic. But I can't help but think that with Reece Bellotti, he was given this opportunity, and if he turned it down, you don't know when a next opportunity is going to arrive, especially one that could open up a lot of doors if he is to win this fight. How are you pretty confident on this one? I've not we were recording this about a week before the fight, but would you be pretty surprised if Reece Bellotti kind of turned this one around and won this fight?
I would be surprised if Bellotti won the fight. Yeah, as I say, I think Josh Padley is a step up from the majority of the names. Reece Bellotti has been beaten in and around that domestic level. He's, with respect, a better fighter than Akib Fiaz. He's a better fighter than Mikey Gomez. He's a better fighter than Levi Giles. I could go on, and maybe Bellotti will make it a bit more competitive than I'm envisioning. Reece Bellotti, very good fighter in his own right and a tough man, and he's not someone who will wilt easily. So there's every chance, of course, he doesn't get stopped. But to see him win the fight, I think just boxing's all about timing and trajectories, and Josh Padley's like that, whereas Reece Bellotti's on the other way, and I think that that'll prove to be accurate. I just don't see a way Bellotti wins.
Yeah, yeah. Look, Josh Padley a 1-3 favourite for this fight. Reece Bellotti 23-10 on the platform that I'm looking at. So yeah, a fairly big outsider. We will see what happens. I'll just one question about Josh Padley, Danny, and because I feel like before the Mark Chamberlain fight, I don't think many people knew who he was. Came in as the underdog, beat Mark Chamberlain at Wembley Stadium, beat him quite convincingly as well. Was rewarded with a late notice fight against Shakur Stevenson in his next fight, a fight that he kind of was not going to win. If we're being honest, has bounced back with a win since then. But kind of when it comes to levels, from what you've seen of Josh Padley, would you say he will achieve more than a British title in his career? Because with Reece Bellotti, I feel like he's kind of the definition of British level, and I don't mean that in a kind of a disrespectful way. He's a good British level fighter, and he's proven that time and time again in his career over a long period of time. But can Josh Padley achieve more than that in his career, in your opinion?
Yeah, potentially. I think Josh Padley's still only, what, 27, 28, so plenty of time left. It's interesting they've decided to move down to super featherweight. If that's because they feel he'll be better at that weight, or if it's because they feel that opportunities at big titles will be more forthcoming. Obviously, lightweight, a very, very strong division. European title, I could definitely see him winning. World title, difficult, difficult. I'm not going to sit there and write him off. We've just not seen it. If he goes in there and does a number on Reece Bellotti, then maybe enough to be swayed. But based on win over Mark Chamberlain and a valiant defeat against Shakur Stevenson, I've not seen enough to say he'll definitely become a world champion yet. But as I say, he's got time on his side, so who knows?
Yeah, yeah. We'll see what happens. I think it's a good undercard fight ahead of Allen versus Makhmudov on the night, isn't it? So something to keep us entertained. Danny, thank you for your time as always. Thank you for your prediction. If you're watching this video, let us know what your prediction is. Do you agree with Danny and myself? Is Josh Padley going to stop Reece Bellotti on October the 11th, or do you see something different? Danny, thank you very much for your time. I'll speak to you again soon.
Thanks, mate.